Ladies, thank you so much for being a big part of Maternal Mental Health Awareness Week on the Wirral. This is obviously the first event that we've hosted, but we're hoping that we will create a ripple of awareness about the support that's available across the Northwest. Would you like to tell me, Emily, a little bit about your role?
So I'm a clinical psychologist in perinatal mental health team. We're part of Cheshire and Wirral Partnership and part of a bigger service across Merseycare and Northwest boroughs, and our teams were set up 2 years ago, and there's a whole wave of services being started across the UK since then, so it's really fantastic news.
Brilliant.
And there's more funding going into our teams, there's more staff, the team's growing, and we're reaching out to more women.
That's fantastic news, isn't it? Because we need to have as much awareness of the support that's available as possible. What's your role, Hannah?
So I'm perinatal mental health specialist midwife at Arrow Park. I've been there now since 2004 and qualified in 2002, worked a couple of other places and come into the perinatal mental health specialist role in 2016. I support ladies with anything from sort of mild to moderate mental health problems, either in the pregnancy or in the early postnatal period, and then it goes up to the more severe end, and then that's when we work in partnership with the specialist perinatal mental health teams and the other mental health teams.
And sometimes when people hear the words perinatal mental health and mental health support team, that can be quite worrying and quite intimidating. But what we want to create through today's event and through kind of chats like this is the idea that you are very, and I mean this in the best possible way, you're very normal people. There's no need to feel afraid or intimidated, and if you are not the mum, you may be a friend or a grandparent or a partner. There are avenues in where you can speak to a professional about the concerns that you have and make sure that your partner or the person that you care about is able to access the support services that they need, and we want to get that message out there as much as possible. So if you were a partner that had a concern, what would be your route to getting support for the new mum?
I guess initially you would meet your midwife. Perhaps you're better saying that.
Yeah. So it depends whereabouts in the maternity journey you are. Pregnancy in the first few weeks afterwards would definitely be the midwife's remit, and then after that it's more health visitor would be a first point of contact, and then at any point it will be the GP. And I would say it depends on how urgent your concerns are and how well or unwell the mum is, because some mums are just struggling a bit, and they can wait a bit, and sometimes it's just actually starting the conversation with that mum and saying, I've noticed you're not your usual self and what have you, and encouraging them to open up and see where they're up to, and then making a plan, because most people don't really like a plan being made without them. Getting the person you're concerned about on board, and it's not always an easy conversation to have, but actually, and then perhaps offering to accompany them to an appointment with their midwife, or we've got the midwife shop in Birkenhead. We get lots of referrals through our midwives there because it's easy, it's local. Mums can go in when they want support rather than having to wait for an appointment and then possibly going in and not really talking about what they want to talk about. And through GPs as well, we get lots of referrals through GPs because that's an easy first point of contact.
I think what you say there is so important, isn't it? It's all about being open and honest and communicating and asking those questions and making sure that new mums or expectant mums don't feel like they need to present themselves in a certain way. So when you go round to the house, you're not behaving like a guest that's wanting someone to make you a cup of tea and produce the biscuits and things like that. You need really to be a help as opposed to a drain for that new or expectant mum. That's really important. Well, we're hoping that today will be the beginning of a developing relationship, and we'll really get the word out about all the support services that are available across the Northwest. So thank you very, very much for being a part of it, and